Hey everyone, good almost afternoon actually, but it's still late morning. And happy 2020 to each and every one of you that are on here today. I want to talk about some stuff that I see a lot of people making vision boards. There's nothing wrong with that. I see a lot of people making plans and preparations, goals for next year or this year actually, and that's all good. But here's the thing with all that is, as we're making goals, we get so caught up in making goals for our lives and each aspect of our life that we forget, because we talk about it. We keep talking and keep talking and keep planning, but we're never walking it out. So think about that today. Today, I want you to think about this. I seen a thing on Facebook, and I don't even know who originally shared it, but it was really good, and I want to share it. I'm not even going to talk about my goals for 2020. I'm moving forward in silence, focusing on the walk, but not on the talk. Think about that. Let me read it one more time. I'm not even going to talk about my goals for 2020. I'm moving forward in silence, focusing on the walk, not the talk. 2020 should be a time and a year that we are committed to God, that we are serving Him. We should look for Him to do all aspects in our life. And if we are serving Him, then we're going to actually see that. 2020, God gave me the Bible verse, Isaiah 54. And when you read that, it's pretty deep. It talks about different things that's going to hit this earth. But God keeps reminding me throughout that verse that I'm okay. I'm at a good place. And at times I will have to deal with the familiarities, and I will have to get my mind set back on God. So I'm telling you this here today. If you're planning, that's great. I love that. But don't take your focus off of God. Sometimes you can write down your plans and your visions and keep them where you can see them. That's good. But you need to have Bible verses in there. What God has spoke to you about this year, you have to bring it back. And sometimes, my husband tells me this all the time. Don't tell people everything you're going to do, your next move. Sometimes the silence is the best, because sometimes the people will come against you and tell you, oh, you can't do that, or no, I don't believe you can do that, or I don't think you're going to be able to succeed in that. They will down you. And not meaning to, in their aspect, they just don't see you doing that. But God, anything is possible. So focus on the walk. Focus on your walk with God, and God will create everything else to be good. Jeremiah 29:11, God says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." Think about that. He's telling you, I'm giving you an expected end. So if you're going to make goals and stuff like that, go ahead, walk, pray, talk to God. If you're going to talk only to God. Walk, focus on your walk with God, and God will work everything else out. In Psalms 139:14. Let me find it here. It says, I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelously are the works of my soul that will right well. My substance is not hidden from thee. When I was made in the secret, and curiosity brought in the lowest part of the earth, thy eyes did not see substance, but yet imperfectly, and in the book all of my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned, when as they yet were none of them. And when you go to Genesis 1:26 and verse 27, it says, God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every living creeping thing upon this earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he them. Male and female created he them. When you think about that, that's powerful. So this year, I want to encourage you. If you're making goals, you're setting goals, you're planning goals, making a vision board, look towards God. What is he telling you this year, this season? What is he telling you? Is he telling you that I want you to move forward, but don't focus so much on the talk about it, the planning of it? Know that I have the plans for you already made before you was even born. Know that I made you in my image. And if you are right with me, your spirit man will help guide you. Think about that today. That is so powerful. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of sniffing here. I've just kind of been under the weather. So, but I just want to encourage you again. And I want to read this thing again too that I seen off of Facebook. And I don't, like I said, I'm sorry, I don't even know who shared it originally, but it was powerful when I seen it. And I thought, oh, I've got to get this word out there. I'm not even going to talk about my goals for 2020. I'm moving forward in silence, focusing on the walk, not the talk. If you're going to be talking, talk to God. Seek him more this year. Have that on your go. Have that on your plan. Have that on your vision board. Know that you can say, Lord, transform me. Create in me a new heart. For Father God, I was made in your image and I was made to be an ambassador for you. And I know that you are going to make all things work for your glory. Lord, use me. Let me take territory that I have not taken before to be able to spread your gospel. But I will tell you, when you ask for something of God, you better be willing and ready to step forward in it, because God will make sure that you said you wanted to go and you wanted to do things and you wanted to be used. He's going to use you. My thing is, this year, I don't want nothing of me. Material stuff is just material stuff. I know in my life I have to have God, and I want more of God. And I want to move as God has me to move. And I want to do as that God has me to do. And I want to speak as God has me to speak. So I'm here telling you today, 2020 is your year. Declare and decree it. Speak to God more. Saturate yourself in praise and worship. Draw near to him, and he will raise you up. Just a little bit of something out there. If you're sick in body, call upon him for that complete healing. I know God is going to do miraculous things. 2019 was it was a year, let me tell you, just from one thing to the next and different things with my health issues. But I know this year is the year that I'm coming into full healing of that. You know, what the enemy meant for evil, God is using it to elevate me for his glory. And I'm okay with that because that's what I asked God to do. I love you all. Please like, share, get the word out. I know it's for somebody else out there. Start focusing on your walk, not the talk of 2020. Start moving. If you can talk, you're never going to move your feet. But start walking. And that's when the enemy will say, whoo, wait a minute. She's not focused on me anymore. She's walking this out with God. That's what we need to be doing. I love you all. Have a blessed day.